IJAW.
Hi guys, welcome to IJAW Daily News Update, your one-stop channel for everything news and gist happening in Nigeria and all over the world. If this is your first time of seeing any of our video, a very big thumbs up to you. Thank you so much for clicking on our video. Please go a step further, like this video, share this video, don't forget to drop your comment, subscribe to this channel, and also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Do turn on the notification bell so you'll be one of the very first persons to get notified whenever we drop any new video, and check out our website at www.djmtv.news. Now let's take it straight up into the main news.
Nigerian constitution is faulty. IJAW group blasts Obasanjo. Hi guys, this is still the IJMTV Daily News Updates. Professor Benjamin Okaba, the president of the IJAW Nation Congress, has lambasted the former president Olusegun Obasanjo for using the 1999 constitution to buttress his claim that crude oil in the Niger Delta belongs to Nigeria and not the people of the region. Professor Okaba Benjamin argued that the former president could not be relying on a constitution that has been variously rejected and described as a fraud and a military document imposed on Nigeria. He said that the unitary characteristics of the 1999 constitution, which former President Olusegun Obasanjo celebrates, has become the major reason Nigeria have been collapsing on all sides, as the constitution remains a faulty foundation for the country Nigeria. In a short video we are about to watch, Professor Okaba Benjamin said the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, which Obasanjo is now relying on, is a product of unrepresentative drafting, and to a large extent, most of the provisions therein are military driven. So the Constitution is a fraudulent, satanic, and a demonic one. It has not served anybody in this country any good. Let's watch the video. We'll be right back.
We are not particular about the performance metrics of OBJ and his self-dignifying posturing as the messiah of Nigeria. I want to see OBJ as representing a class of persons who have actually fought so hard to sustain a system that is colonial, a system that is military driven, a system that serves the hegemonic interest against the interests of other people, of the rest of Nigeria. So it is on that point what to say. Yes, one, when you talk about the origin of the discussion, we need to go back to the December 13th, 14 arguments, where OBJ stated clearly that in as much as Nigeria exists, any mineral, any resource found anywhere belongs to the entire Nigeria. It was at that point the Secretary of INC interjected him and reminded him that there's injustice, mineral resources belongs to the people, and that remains our position. Now OBJ makes reference to the Constitution. I want the 1963, 1960, 1979, 1999 Constitution, and ask the question whether the Constitution provision is said or implied that mineral allocated in any part of Nigeria belongs to the location. That was the question he raised in the open letter to Per Clark. I want to say that the reference to the Constitution is a second thought in the first place. Then, secondly, that the colonial presidents starting from 1916 Mineral Ordinance, 1946 Mineral Ordinance were copiously copied into the subsisting constitutions of the country on resource management and all that. I would also understand the political economy of colonialism, which is about exploitation. Now, we're expected by independence, which was by way of some agreement that we're coming together as a federation. And in doing so, we have to respect the capacity of all the federated units to be guaranteed ownership, and as ownership of their resources, and make contributions to the center. So if you look at the 1963 Constitution very carefully, you see that there's no section that vests ownership of land on the federal government. In fact, where it even states that in the item 25 that land mineral resources can be legislated upon as exclusive list, you can see that that alone contradicts the fundamental principles of federalism. And the section 140 that we talk about makes provision for derivation. Derivation is 50% of whatever is gotten from a location is given back to the people. Now, that is an implication, or implies recognition of ownership. Because if you say the resources belong to everybody, to every part, so why must you give part of it to where the resource was sourced? The foundation to that is that the Nigerian Constitution is a product of an representative drafting, and so to a large extent, most of these provisions are military-driven. So the Constitution is flawed, is satanic, and it has not served anybody any good. In fact, the 1999 Constitution is the foundation for the collapsing Nigeria. Every fragment of Nigeria, the economy, educational system, the infrastructure, all collapsing. It is so reforms cannot cannot salvage the situation. We need an overall restructuring. So when you talk about restructuring, it's about laying a foundation, because OBJ talks about reforms, believing that that will help to bring back Nigeria, normalcy to Nigeria. But we know that under a constitution that is faulty, a constitution that is not people-driven, a constitution that was hurriedly put together some few weeks, months to his ascendancy as president for the second time, cannot do us any good. So the various agitations across the country are clear evidence that, look, for Nigeria to work, Nigeria as a nation to work, we must do away with this constitution and get back to the very basis. Get back to the very basis for which we're brought together. And in a federation, resource ownership, fiscal federalism is paramount. And any constitution that talks about federalism that does not recognize ownership of resources. Because going forward, when you talk about ownership of resources and people not government owns and all that, what makes a country, what makes a state, what makes a federation is the people. If today, for instance, Bayelsa ceases to be in Nigeria, everything about Bayelsa is taken to whatever country. Have we forgotten the Bakassi situation? Have we forgotten the Bakassi situation? So, though the Constitution has not clearly stated issues of, if like in Section 2 of the Constitution, where we talk about we operate as a federation and states, communities are not involved, but it's implied, because the communities make up the state, communities make up the country. So how do you take resources that belong to a place without recognizing it. So that can, in itself, is an aberration. So the government, the APC government, talked about restructuring, and people believed. And we are all surprised that, well, after deceiving Nigerians to thinking that because we all believe that a restructuring, that will work, and saying nothing about it, even after the El Rufai's report. We are all shocked. But the question is that where in this country is actually benefiting from the same system? The usual saying is that, well, those people who don't believe in restructuring and benefiting, it's not true. Every part of this country is suffering. Those persons that have decided to take over all the power and believe that power belongs to them, they have the greatest level of instability and insecurity. Those who believe that they take all the resources have the greatest number of local government areas in a fraudulent system. They have, that is the poverty headquarter of Nigeria. Those who believe that they must have all the service shifts to themselves. They also produce the highest level of criminality. So it has, and even to the extent of exporting poverty to other parts of the country. So it is not the 1999 Constitution remains the apparatus. 1999 Constitution remains the problem. 1999 Constitution is the reason why we are here today.
Welcome back, guys. It's still the IJAW Daily News Update. So guys, we've seen an ad from Professor Ben Okaba, who is the president of the IJAW National Congress, who has spoken extensively on the Nigeria 1999 Constitution, saying that it is a military-driven one and it is also a fraud and it is satanic. And he's saying that the former president Obasanjo should not use that as a yardstick to say that mineral resources gotten from a region belongs to the country, that it is not so and it has not been so, that it is just a plight from the 1999 Constitution which gave birth to democratic rule. He also concluded by saying that unlike what the former president Obasanjo said about Nigeria should be reformed or Nigeria needs a reform, he said Nigeria does not need a reform but restructuring. So guys, what are your thoughts and comments concerning what Professor Ben Okaba just said concerning Nigeria needing restructuring, and also any mineral resources gotten from a region belongs to that region, not to Nigeria, unlike what Obasanjo said? Drop your comment and talk with us in the comment section below.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us to the very end of this video. Please do not forget to like, share this video. Also drop your comment on the issue that was raised, and do not forget to go a step further by turning on the notification bell so you'll be one of the first person to get notified whenever we drop any new video. Do follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and also check out our website at www.djmtv.news, where we drop news 247. Now, do not forget, you can also place your advert here at DJMTV, and be rest assured that you'll get good value for your money. Now, until we come your way again with another exciting edition of DJMTV Daily News Update, do not forget that here at DJMTV, we set the standard.
Yeah.
DJATV. DJATV.
People are people don't say no, they don't like us.
Welcome to DJMTV.
DJATV. 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 DJATV.
Some of the delegates and ask their questions.
DJATV. DJATV. DJATV.